UMOM New Day Center is the largest family shelter for homeless in the state of Arizona. Many of us, when we think of homelessness, we think of the individual. We think of the person standing on the street corner with the sign, but actually the fastest growing segment of the homeless population are families.
I had been homeless on and off for about 5 years with my kids. We came from a background of domestic violence and drug abuse, so when they saw the playground and the idea of consistent meals, the relief in knowing that we had this new beginning and that we were safe, I can't even describe that.
If you were to think of a homeless shelter, you wouldn't think of UMOM. It's home. It's like having our own little peace of mind here.
At any given day, we have about 350 people that live on our campus. I like to think of UMOM as a community within a community, because UMOM not only has housing with its emergency shelter program and its transitional program, but we also have an array of different programs that we wrap around the families, such as case management, crisis intervention services, a full child care center that starts with infant care, goes all the way to an after-school program, and also a teenage activity program. We also have a culinary school that operates out of our kitchen, and we have parenting classes, we have life skill classes, we have a computer lab, we have an employment specialist that works with our families. We have GED right there on campus. So I always like to think of it as if a family wants to come in and change their lives, they can do that at UMOM.
I've been able to start school, which is something I never would have been able to do, living on the streets and trying to feed my kids.
The teen activities program, TAP, is wonderful. They have activities off campus, field trips and things like that are just pure fun, but they also teach life skills there. They teach, drug prevention and other things. So often the parents don't realize how traumatized their kids are by their own trauma. And I think that the TAP program is a really safe place for them to communicate with adults.
Each family that comes into UMOM is assigned a case manager, and they'll sit down with that case manager and come up with a plan. And everybody's plan is individualized. And that's what makes UMOM unique, because one solution doesn't fit all of the families.
They've given me the resources to find affordable housing for when I leave here. And just anything we ever need. If my kids need shoes or if I need new books, I can just go to my case managers and they'll get them to me.
UMOM requires that every family be drug and alcohol free. It's a sober environment. They require that you have a full-time activity, be that working or going to school or treatment. They require your children to belong to the youth activities there. And all of those things, I think that when you come into an environment like that, you come in crisis. And the structure there, the curfews, the things like that, they help reteach you how to live a normal life.
90% of the families that leave UMOM have maintained their housing and have maintained their employment. So I know that the activities that we have at UMOM and the services that we provide are working.
To further the success of the families coming out of the New Day Center, UMOM has partnered with Helping Hands Housing Services, a provider of permanent, affordable, and supportive housing for very low income and previously homeless families. We have 4 different properties in the Metro Phoenix area. And graduates, as I like to call them, of New Day Center can apply with us for permanent housing and receive rents at a very, very affordable rate, as well as free support services. The combination of UMOM New Day Centers taking families from homelessness, bringing them through emergency shelter, transitional shelter, all with support services, ultimately coming to and transitioning to Helping Hands permanent, affordable, and supportive housing gives our families, our collective families, the highest probability of success and self-sustainability in the future.
I had the opportunity to go out when I first got involved with UMOM and visit their facility, and Obviously, I was impressed by what they do to help people that are in trouble, that are in despair. But what impressed me even more was how they take hold of the situation for these individuals and really convert despair into hope, and then they turn hope through a process into action, and then the individual turns that into success.
UMOM has helped me succeed in finding myself and my voice and letting me see that I am my children's example.
I owe UMOM the world. We now live in a nice home. My kids eat breakfast every day before they go to school, and I'm able to help them with their homework. We still have challenges, but we work through them as a family. We know that the most important thing in the world is for us to function, and in order to do that, we have to focus on our family. And I think that we gained all of those skills at UMOM.
It used to be that we could get a family into UMOM within a 3-week period from the first call, but now it's 6 weeks. Last month, we had 118 families who called who we could not provide shelter for. We're seeing an increase in calls from families who are losing their homes. It's a new subgroup of homelessness that we're seeing, that where families are calling us and writing us letters, never thinking that they would be homeless.
I think UMOM is probably the greatest program in Arizona for homeless families. I think that any kind of support that UMOM gets is well worth the money spent. I still support UMOM. I still take my kids' clothes to UMOM and donate them. I think there's not enough support for programs like that.